Hello and welcome to Cheap Shot Entertainment. You are the Cheap Shot Nation and I am your host Luke. And we're going to take you through everything that happened in NXT UK episode number 35. It took place at the Coventry Skydome and was released on the WWE Network on the 20th of March 2019. Another great show in store, a couple of short matches, one really good main event and a bombshell announcement which we alluded to last week if you watched the show. So we have a lot to get through, so we're going to go straight into it, but in the meantime you can hit us up on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you leave us a comment, like the video and do all that stuff you do on YouTube. It does help us out a lot going forward, and I'm looking at trying to get some t-shirts done. If anybody's interested, drop us a message. So let's get on with the show. NXT number 35, NXT UK, that is, number 35. Join us. So the first part of the show, we're introduced to Johnny Saint and his assistant Sid Scala, who are standing in the ring to announce a bombshell which has been approved for NXT TakeOver New York on the 6th of April. It is part of WrestleMania weekend, and we find out that Pete Dunne will defend the championship in a match at NXT TakeOver New York on the 6th of April. But they don't know who they're going to pick yet, so that is down to them and the champion to discuss. However, Bruiserweight Pete Dunne comes out with his championship and his no socks and shoes combo. I'm just going to leave that there. And says three very simple words. And he says, "Give me Walter." No, that sounded Scouse. I'm going to try again. "Give me Walter." No, it still sounded Scouse. Anyway, Zach Gibson goes away, leaves the ring. No, he doesn't. It's Pete Dunne. Haha. But it was Scouse or Brummy. There we go. We got it, Brummy. So he says, "Give me Walter." There we go. I've got it. Haha. You thought I couldn't do it. Anyway, says, "Give me Walter," and leaves. So very much straightforward. Sort of, yeah, fine. We knew it was going to happen. So we'll wait for that announcement later on in the show. But in the meantime, we get an interview with Toni Storm, who talks about Jinny, who is the possible #1 contender at this point to the NXT UK Women's Championship. Not a big fan of Jinny. We did get a signed photo from Jinny in the WrestleCrate UK. She's not my cup of tea. I'm sure other people like her. Doesn't mean that everyone doesn't have to like her, because I don't. That is the beauty of being a professional wrestling fan. So yeah, that's gone away with my niece now, who is now level 1 trained as a wrestler. So look for Fighting With My Family 2 coming in the year 2030. Expect me on there as well. Anyway, yeah, so Storm talks Jinny. Says the difference between her, we both like gold, but she gets the gold bought for her by her parents, and Toni Storm has to work for her gold, which she has done, and she's now the UK champion. Rhea Ripley passes Toni Storm on the stairwell. They have a bit of a stare down. Toni Storm continues on her journey, and Rhea Ripley heads towards the camera, tells the cameraman to pick the camera back up, and she talks about Xia Brookside and calling her out, and says that the outcome is going to be the same as the Women's UK tournament, and she is going to smush her into the ground, basically. So yeah, so that's the opening segment. We get a couple of minutes of interviews and talking, but we go into the first match, which is an absolute bombshell, something that we come to expect from a Hope Wrestling show. It's Eddie Dennis versus Ligero, or as we know him on the independent scene, the fully independent scene, El Ligero. There was even an El Ligero chant going off during this match, which was interesting, considering they've taken away the L and it's just now Ligero. I think he might have done that because he was Ligero towards the end of his Hope Wrestling career, at the end of sort of last year. Anyway, here's Eddie Dennis versus Ligero. Ligero gets the early flourish in this match, but it's not long before Eddie Dennis slows the pace down, uses his viciousness, uses his strength, stalling superplex from the second rope to Ligero as Ligero tries to fly, and Eddie Dennis is very much in control for most of this match. The match finishes with the patented 7-bridge powerbomb after Ligero is beaten pillar to post by Eddie Dennis, gaining some momentum back after his series of losses to the Bomber Dave Mastiff. He hits the 7 powerbomb into the corner and hits a neck stop driver for the win. Quite a convincing win. Eddie Dennis gains some of his momentum back in the NXT UK Championship race. So your winner here is quite convincingly is the man, Eddie Dennis. We have a tag team match for the second match, going straight into another match. It is Stoker and Howley. I think they're called Pretty Deadly. We saw them a couple of weeks ago on NXT UK, and they are going against the Hunt, the team of Wild Boar, Mike Hitchman, and Primate. I love these two guys. They are brilliant together, and they have teamed together before, so WWE definitely doing their homework on these two. It's basically a squash match. See big things in the future for Stoker and Howley, but for now, Wild Boar and Primate, just take them apart. There's a little bit of offense from Stoker and Howley, well, basically right through the match. Wild Boar starts, gets the upper hand, Primate comes in, just wow, what a team these two are, and I'm sold on them, so that's pretty cool. But watch these two, very unorthodox offense, very animalistic in their styles, and they complement each other so well. It's unbelievable. But the match finishes after a pop-up belly to back suplex. Mike Hitchman chucks up either Stoker or Howley in the air. I don't know which one's which, to be honest, because I've only seen them once. Into the air, and Primate catches and belly to back for the win. Hashtag pin for the win. Your winners are The Hunt, which is the Wild Boar, Mike Hitchman, and Primate. Your next match is a NXT UK veteran, been on the scene from day one. Is Ashton Smith, whoop whoop, versus Cassius Ono, a wrestler who has made a name for himself over on NXT in the States. Very well known here in the UK independent scene, and gets a very warm welcome from the NXT UK crowd in the Coventry Skydome. Yeah, he's making his debut. He's done with NXT over in the States. He's now here in NXT UK, and seems like he's turned over a new leaf, giving Ashton Smith a fist bump at the start of the match as a mark of respect for his opponent. So Ashton Smith he's impressive, and he's an impressive young wrestler, but he's had a bit of a rough ride, shall we say, in terms of NXT UK. But he is very much a staple of the NXT UK roster, and I see big things for him in the future. Unfortunately, it would be the crafty veteran Cassius Ono who would absolutely dominate this match. A little bit of offence early on from Ashton Smith, getting a drop kick and knocking Cassius Ohno outside. But the match would turn when Cassius would catch Ashton Smith on the outside, and basically from there slow down the pace, hit a couple of sentons, running sentons to Ashton Smith, and yeah, basically took the wind out of the youngster, and he then hits a ripcord elbow to the back of the neck, also known as the Dream Crusher. Cassius Ohno gets the pin quite convincingly. Again, another relative squash match really, and the crowd is behind Cassius Ohno. I think he's turned over a new leaf. He comes over, he's doing the fist bumps. He's after the match, he helps Ashton Smith to his feet, but oh no, the crafty veteran is still as treacherous as he was when he was going against Matt Riddle in NXT over in the States. He hits another elbow to Ashton Smith, knocking the youngster out. Hashtag pin for the win, and hits another, like I say, hits another rolling elbow after helping him up. We'd then see, as Cassius Ohno was leaving the venue, we'd then see Travis Banks make his way down to the ring to help his fallen comrade. It would be at this point that Travis Banks would have his back to Ohno, and Cassius Ohno would be sneaking to the ring. Travis Banks saw him out of the corner of his eye and he backed away. Very sneaky there, Cassius, very sneaky. So, seems like we've got the seeds sown for Cassius Ohno versus Travis Banks. Something that I'm very excited about, actually, because I like Cassius Ohno and I love Travis Banks. I think he is absolutely awesome. Unfortunately, obviously, coming off the back of the loss to Jordan Devlin a couple of weeks ago. But your winner in this match officially is Cassius Ohno, and he hasn't turned over a new leaf. He's still as sneaky as he always was, but he's still very awesome, and a veteran he is as well. Still loved over here in the NXT UK universe. We'll move on to the main event, which is coming next. And so your main event of the episode features one half of Mustache Mountain in Tyler Bate versus one half of the grizzled young veterans in James Drake. Unfortunately, Zach Gibson is injured, so they're not able to have their Tag Team Championship rematch for the UK Tag Team Championships. So we get a one-on-one instead. James Drake has something to prove here, rather than Eddie Dennis's group, which is nothing to prove. James Drake has something to prove. People have always said and alluded to the fact that Zach Gibson is the mouthpiece of that team and does a lot of the work. But if you watch those matches, James Drake does his part. Zach Gibson spends most of his time outside the ring. He is the smart one. He conserves his energy and gives the flourish at the end of the match. So James Drake can hold his own, but we've not really seen him much in singles competition since he and Zach Gibson formed their tag team partnership. But it would be James Drake who would control this match pretty much fully from start to finish. It would only be the end of the match where Tyler Bate hit his rebound clothesline on James Drake and eventually rolled out of the way of a frog splash to hit the what do they call it, a spiral tap, which is a spinning senton off the top rope. Imagine a senton bomb, swanton bomb with a spin as well. Very impressive move. It would only be that move that would keep James Drake down and give Tyler Bate the win. But James Drake very impressive here. Tyler Bate also quite impressive after taking such a beating in this match, manages to come back and win. Also, the focus was on the lower back of Tyler Bate. We know how strong he is, but take away that lower back, take away that core, and he's not so strong anymore. The core has a massive influence on how strong you are. You can have the biggest muscles in the world, but if your back is not good, you will not be able to lift a sausage. Yes, your winner is one half of Mustache Mountain. It is Tyler Bate, and he gains some momentum for his team going forward. We're probably going to see a rematch of some kind between Mustache Mountain and Grizzled Young Veterans down the line based on this match here. And yeah, very impressive match, good all-round show, but again the main event delivers. Not again the best show we've seen from NXT UK, kind of slowing down a little bit before they pick up the pace again going into WrestleMania weekend, I would imagine. So yeah, that is your winner. Your winner is Tyler Bate. And so that is everything that happened at NXT UK episode number 35. But before we go off the air, we had another exclusive on the show. It was Sid Scala and Johnny Saint stood outside their office talking to Walter, and it was confirmed with General Manager William Regal that Pete Dunne would defend his UK Championship against Walter at NXT TakeOver New York on the 6th of April 2019. I'll be staying up to watch it with whoever turns up and also watching WrestleMania the following night. So get in contact with us live during the show. Just hashtag Wrestling Friends in the tweets or whatever you want to do. So yeah, another good show, but it was just good show. Like I say, maybe going into the next couple of weeks leading up to WrestleMania weekend, probably a contract signing, things like that. We might pick up the pace a little bit, but yeah, generally after 35 shows, I love it. NXT UK definitely worth a watch, but also support your local indie wrestling as well. You can go to most shows for about £5. So a family of 4 would cost you £20 for 3 hours of entertainment. It costs you about that for one ticket at the cinema. So it's well worth it. If you've got kids that are wrestling mad, take them to an independent show, because the boys and girls that do the independent wrestling, the performers and things like that, they're training, they're learning their trade, and they love the support that the fans can give them, whether they're good guys or bad guys. Cheer, boo, do what you want, get involved, because they love that as well. Yeah, support local indie wrestling. Hashtag pin for the win. So yeah, that was episode 35. You can follow us Cheap Shot Entertainment on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. You can hit a pop-up belly to back suplex on that subscribe button and hit a spiral tap on that notification bell to know when we upload new content to the channel. Once again, I have been your host Luke, and you have been Cheap Shot Nation. This has been everything that happened in episode 35 of NXT UK, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.